Hey, I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, and please stay tuned for future videos. We just did a series on a box of TV shows that were given to me from a coworker, and we're gonna be visiting that box again. There's more stuff in there. I didn't want to cram it all in one video. I didn't want to make a 40-minute long video. Today's a little bit of a departure from that. And first, before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out, condolences to the legendary guitarist and one of the original members of the band Kiss, Ace Frehley. As I record this video, he has recently passed. He passed actually the day before I record this, and definitely one of the first bands I ever got into. Probably the first. I think Destroyer was the first album that I have. I'm squeezing into my Destroyer shirt that I believe is close to 30 years old by now. But legendary guitarist, legendary band, one of my all-time favorite bands. I think I've seen them more live than I had seen any band, and I was lucky enough to see when they did do the reunion in the early 2000s. I saw the Dodger Stadium show on Halloween night, which was wild. I believe that was in 1999 or 2000. It was part of the Psycho Circus tour. I just remember that the Smashing Pumpkins were dressed as the Beatles. They opened up the show, and to see Kiss on Halloween night was just insane, and at a legendary stadium like Dodger Stadium. And enough has been said. I am not a rock and roll expert, and I'm not a Kiss expert, even though I've been a fan since I don't know, I was 8 years old. And like I said, I think Destroyer was the first album, and then of course I've since obtained their entire catalog, and kind of rode with them all the way. I'm a big advocate of their songs from the 80s, and I know that Ace Frehley has zero to do with that stuff. He's quite responsible for a majority of the sound and the songs that they played in concert for the better part of their entire run. People love the stuff from the 70s, and I don't blame them. It's just insane. I did not totally freak out. He lived to 74, which in all honesty, I didn't think he would go that long. He had a quite tumultuous life. Drugs and alcohol, and to say that he made it to 74, that's quite a run for this young man. So it's just, end of an era. It's weird watching the people that have been in part of your lives in the entertainment world, but your whole life go. This comes off the heels of Hulk Hogan, which I don't get into it that much here. Huge professional wrestling fan from 1984, and continues to this day. So it's just strange getting to that age where the people that you grew up with, that you've admired, that you've enjoyed their entertainment for years, start to go. And I always hated how Gene and Paul treated Ace and Peter for the most part. I felt like they treated him like garbage. And but he will be missed. And I mean, every time I play the Kiss albums, he'll be there in spirit for sure, because that's a band that I play quite frequently, so it's not like he'll be forgotten anytime soon by me. So anyway, that's the topical news that kind of will date this video down the road. So today we are doing a video on what I have recently purchased over the past few weeks, I guess. And I know in past videos it was very much a concentration on what I have and embracing what you have, and I have a huge stack of horror themed and Halloween sort of themed titles that I was hoping to get to more often than I have, and I am failing miserably on that. But today's video is a little different. We are showcasing stuff I've obtained recently to add to the collection, because as I dive deeper into this, I'm finding gaps, and I'm way into upgrading from standard DVD to at least Blu-ray, and in some cases 4K if it's monetarily possible. I'm not a devoted 4K enthusiast. I find the prices to be very expensive in a lot of cases, especially when I can find the Blu-ray counterpart for $3 and $5 and $10 on eBay, and these 4Ks are going for 30, 40, 50 bucks. Yeah, so let's get started. So we got, I can't remember where I get all these things from. I'm just going to showcase what I have in the collection. But I've been on a tear for a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and Erasure slid under the radar as far as what I have. So I added this to the collection. This was an eBay purchase. This just recently came in, so that's how I know that. But yeah, I haven't seen this, I think, since its days in the theater. So I'm glad to have this. And then from Amazon, I picked up the Arrow video version of American Werewolf in London. I paid a couple extra bucks to get this. I like the artwork better on this than the other one they offered. The only thing that's funny is this is a thicker, clear case. I don't know if I care that much, but I like the artwork, and I like that it's the newly restored 2019 version. So I'm not quite sure all that's on it, but I'm looking for, I'm one of the rare few that actually watches the extras after I watch the movie usually. So I'm looking forward to this. And as I was putting my list together of movies to watch during Halloween, I actually could not believe I didn't own this already. I remember watching this when I used to rent VHS tapes like crazy and loving it probably before I should have. Absolutely love this movie. I like how the comedy is in it. It's a wonderful film. I know it's a classic, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. And then I got Creepshow. This is an upgrade from, I previously had the standard DVD, and I wanted to get the Blu-ray of this. Next few are from Groove Entertainment, which is a pretty good price. I think I got 2 for $16 on a lot of these. Creepshow is an absolute classic. I'm actually going to crank this one up hopefully soon as we wind down the Halloween season. And then 2 all-time classics, Gremlins 1 and 2 in one set. I like that. It helps keep the collection a little bit streamlined when you put both movies, especially with similar titles, in one thing. Gremlins, always a classic. I love Gremlins 2 just for how crazy the direction is of it. It just goes in a completely different direction. It's insane. It's like a cartoon. Absolutely love it. Making me laugh already. I just think it's silly, and there's nothing wrong with silly. Then I picked up a couple of Jim Carrey titles because I realized that I need to brush up and build up my Jim Carrey collection, and I had these on standard DVD, and I want the Blu-rays. At the very least, I'm a Blu-ray devout person. I love Blu-ray. I think it's great. And at the rate in which I watch these movies, I don't know if I need to be investing in 4K because at the age I am now, time is running out to be rewatching these over and over. But it comforts my soul to have the Blu-ray versions of these, especially like comedies. I don't know if comedies need to be in 4K. I know like people get crazy with that kind of stuff. But for me personally, I'm very cool with having the Blu-ray versions, and now I can add these 2 Jim Carrey titles, Bruce Almighty, and Liar Liar, which is an absolute classic, to my collection. And then another favorite of mine, very underrated, at least at the time, The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. I love this movie for a lot of different reasons. The tone starts off as kind of a goofy haunted house movie that's kind of pretty funny, and then it takes a crazy turn to serial killer, tracking down a serial killer, and that kind of stuff. And I just love the 2 different tones of the movie. I think that it's phenomenal. I saw this in the theater back in the day. I used to have a really cool 27 by 40 lenticular thick plastic poster of it that I sold on eBay, which now I'm regretting I did. But when you're young and need money, that's what happens. So glad to have this. I previously had this in a standard DVD, and this one really warrants the step up in quality. And then something I wanted to add, because I had the standard version of the first movie. Didn't even know there were 4 American Pie movies. So I'm looking forward to revisiting 2, 3, and 4. American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion. I don't remember anything about the other 3. I only know the first one. But this was like, I think $10 for 4 movies in one collection, which again keeps the collection like a little bit nice and tight to fit more titles on the shelf. So I like that, and I'm looking forward to revisiting these again. Looking forward to watching these with my 20-year-old son now, because these are, the first one at least is a comedy classic. I don't know how well the other ones have aged or whatever, but. And then an upgrade from a standard DVD release is Peter Jackson's version of King Kong, which I like, except for the fact that it takes an hour to get to the island. I think it's unnecessarily 3 hours plus. But once I get to the island, I absolutely love the movie. Getting there, I remember being tedious. Maybe I'll have more respect for it now that I'm older. But yeah, I really like this movie a lot. And again, I wanted to upgrade it from the standard DVD to the Blu-ray. And then we have the Hitman's Bodyguard. Now, I got this because somewhere here in Walmart's dying days of those big bins, at least by me, I found the sequel, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, in a steelbook. I'm not a steelbook collector, but I found it in a steelbook. I think I paid $5 for this. And then I don't need the first one in 4K, but I felt like I should at least have the first one. I did remember loving the first one. So I had to pick this up, so that way I have both now. But Walmart has since, at least my Walmart has since ditched the bins of DVDs, and they only sell mostly current stuff and a lot of TV shows. But I picked up Hitman's Bodyguard for I think $9, maybe less. It'll go back on the shelf. And then a movie that I've always really liked, and I finally bit the bullet, I think I spent $10 on, is The Descent. I want to do a double feature with that and The Ruins. I remember both these movies. I thought maybe they came out at the same time. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. But this is a standard DVD that I got. I don't know where I got this from. I can't even remember. But The Descent I picked up, I think I ordered this on Amazon for like $10. It's not super cheap, but I felt it was worth it to add to the collection. This is something that I want to revisit. And then lastly, I picked up a movie that I only had on standard DVD. I found Galaxy Quest on 4K. This was during the Amazon Prime days, like a week or so ago. As you watch this, it was like $12 in 4K. It says 25th anniversary. I can't believe it's been that long. But very excited to have this and watch this. I absolutely love this movie. And so to have this in 4K for a good price, couldn't beat it. So that basically wraps up the new additions to my collection. Again, another video will come out about me embracing these new titles or something, but it's great to have these, especially because I'm upgrading most of them from standard DVDs. So I'll sell those off and maybe get some store credit to get some other titles that I want to add to the collection. But if you've made it this far, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. Please stay tuned for future videos as I dive into physical media and talk about what I'm adding and what I've obtained and what I'm watching. I'm gonna at some point make a video about what I've been watching from my collection. And again, rest in peace, Ace. You're one of the best to ever do it. And I thank you so much for watching. Please sound out in the comments which one of these titles is your favorite. Which have you picked up anything during the Amazon sales, or are you finding good deals? I find that Groove Entertainment is one of the best, but they don't have everything. I think they distribute for like Warner Brothers and Universal. I'm not sure how that works, but finding good deals there. And then I'm piecemealing certain titles off of Amazon. eBay has become a good one, and then of course the store by my house. I have a list on my phone of titles, and when I run through the store, I sometimes cross-reference what I need, and I'm adding to the collection that way. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.